everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to share with you my May TBR, which is very ambitious because I'm trying to participate in 2 readathons. This is not gonna go well, but you know, it's not my fault. Why are these happening in the same month? It's not my fault. So, the first readathon I decided to participate in is the Medieval-A-Thon. Holly's channel will be linked down below if you're interested in checking out the announcement video about this readathon. It's really fun. I think this is the 4th time it's happening. I have participated every single time, and basically you have a setup where you can reach a certain rank in medieval society. So if you read 7 books, you will become emperor and you start as a prisoner. And so the more books you read, the higher up you rank in this medieval society. And then you can also choose a career path, and I decided to go with seamstress this time because last time I did clergy, which would be the thing I would probably try to do if I would live in medieval times, just because, you know, books, writing and reading, those were not like very common things. So the clergy was definitely, yeah, something that would have appealed to me, even though I don't have a good relationship with God, to say the least. So this time we're doing seamstress, even though I am no good with a needle, but I really like the prompts and they fit the books that I have on my spring TBR. So yeah, let's talk about it. Okay, so the first thing I would want to do for the Medieval-A-Thon is get out of prison, and for that I have 2 potential books. So the first book I could choose is Ace by Angela Chen. This is a book about asexuality, which I'm very much interested in because I actually know pretty little about asexuality, and this is the one book that you always hear about when it comes to that sexual orientation or whatever you want to classify this as. I can't talk. It's after work. After work I can never talk, so I'm sorry. But yeah, this is option number 1. And option number 2 is Cursed Bunny by Bora Chung, and this is a short story collection with disturbing tales. So yeah, I'm very intrigued by this. And the thing is that I actually wanted to read this in April, so ideally I would have finished this by May, but looking at my TBR right now, this probably unfortunately not gonna happen. I also won this book in a giveaway, so yeah, this is very high on my priority list. So now, as soon as I would be out of prison, I would try to work on my career as a seamstress, and the first challenge for that is a book you're unsure about. And for that I have this book that I found in a little free library many years ago. It's called Mathilde by Leonhard. I have no idea what it's about, but I think this is a German author who wrote in exile during the Second World War. Not quite sure about that either, but yeah, this is a book I know nothing about, so I have no idea whether I will like it. Then the next step on the career ladder would be a first book in a series, and for that I could potentially read Empire of Sand by Tasha Suri. This is a book I wanted to read last year for the Asian Readathon, but I didn't get it in time because sometimes buying English books in Germany is very difficult. I also won this in a little contest with my best friend, so that was quite lovely. This is option number 1. Option number 2 would be The Bone Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart, I think. And that is a book that I have seen a read-along for, so yeah, potentially I will read that one. I'm not quite sure yet. Either way, one of those 2 books it will be. Then the next challenge on the career path is a book embossed or with foiling on the cover, and for that one I have chosen The Color of Magic by Pratchett, which has a foiled dragon on the cover. I really love this cover. Actually, I was not quite sure whether I wanted to buy the book, but when I saw this version of the cover I couldn't pass it up. Okay, then we have the last book you bought or borrowed, and for that I will use an audiobook because I'm currently listening to Jade Legacy, and that will transport me into May because it's a very long book. And the audiobook I want to read after that is Love Marriage by Monica Ali. And yeah, I'm very intrigued by this, but also, yeah, I don't really know a lot about it. So it sounds very interesting. I think it focuses more on British society, and yeah, I'm very intrigued. I think it's about a couple where the two partners are from different cultural backgrounds and their families meet for the first time or something along those lines. So yeah, I'm very, very intrigued. And then the last challenge for the Seamstress Path is the prettiest book. And that is very, very difficult. I have no idea what the prettiest book on my shelves would be, but I decided to go with this one. This is The Children of Hurin by Tolkien. This is one of those books that they made out of the stories that are already in the Silmarillion. I'm always a little bit hesitant of picking those up just because I think I already know them. They're in the Silmarillion. But yeah, I have this book, so I definitely want to see what they did with it, because it is quite lengthy and there's illustrations. It is a very, very pretty book. I really love the cover. But as I said, it's also pretty inside because it has these like wonderful illustrations. And then for the last book, it would be the one that would make me an empress. So I thought that one should be like a real good book. So this one is a 5-star prediction for me. I loved the first book of this author. So yeah, I'm very, very excited for this. And it is A Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste. And I got this for my birthday and I really want to read it. So yeah, that's hopefully the book that will make me an empress. So these would be the books for the Medievalathon. That's already a lot of books, and I tried to create some crossover for the Asian Readathon, which I want to talk about now. I have also participated in Asian Readathon before, I think at least 2 times. I'm not quite sure how many rounds there were, but I distinctly remember 2 times. So maybe, yeah. I don't know, maybe it was more, I don't remember. So yeah, we have 5 challenges, and I tried to fit them together a little bit. So I will repeat a couple of books. I will not, talk about them. I will just show you. So again, I have multiple versions depending on whether I read Empire of Sand or The Bone Shard Daughter. So I think I will start presenting to you the version with Empire of Sand. The first challenge, book written by an Asian author, would again be Love Marriage by Monica Ali. And one of those twists that you get with the Asian Readathon is that you're supposed to try to read one author per ethnicity or like country of origin or whatever, just so diversify it. I always feel icky about this because I don't want to spend hours researching an author to find out where their parents or grandparents were from. It is kind of like icky for me, but I do understand the overall idea of diversifying it and not only reading like Chinese authors, because Asia is a very, very big continent with a lot of countries and cultures. So I will tell you the kind of like countries that I associate the authors with, mostly because it's in their bios. If it's not in their bios, as I said, I found it icky. So Monica Ali, I think, has Bangladeshi roots. So yeah, that would be my first pick. Then we have a book I haven't mentioned before, and that is for a book with an Asian character who is a woman and or older. And for that I have this book. I don't know what the English title is, just because I'm rubbish at filming videos. Yeah, so the German title is Kirschblüten und rote Bohnen, and this is by Durian Sukegawa. So probably if you research the author, there won't be a lot of books. I think there's only 2 books by this author. I'm not sure. Maybe only 2 of them have been translated. But yeah, this is also a book I got for my birthday, so it is intriguing to me. I know that my friend who gave me this really enjoyed this, I'm pretty sure. And this has an older woman in it. Yeah, I am very much intrigued to see, because these 3 people all seem like very different, and how their lives intertwine. And this author is Japanese, I believe. Then the next challenge is book by an Asian author with a universe you want to experience. So I went the easy route with like fantasy books. So as I said, if I am reading Empire of Sand, sorry, then it would be Empire of Sand. And yeah, Empire of Sand by Tasha Suri, I would count this for India because I think that Tasha Suri has Indian roots, or at least was heavily inspired by India when she wrote this. So yeah, that would be option number one. And we'll just stick to that scenario right now. Then we have a book with a pretty cover by an Asian author, and I would choose A Little Fires Everywhere for that because I think that the cover is very intriguing and I love the color. It's so nice. Now, this would count for Vietnam, I believe, and for a highly rated book by an Asian author or a very much recommended book, I would use Ace by Angela Chen. And with Angela Chen, I'm actually not sure for the country. Probably I would count it for China because I've seen it on lists for China that were made for the Readathon, but not sure about that one. And so in case I would read The Bone-Shot Daughter by Andrea Stewart, I would count that for the universe you want to explore, and I think Andrea Stewart has Chinese roots. And then I would read A Cursed Bunny for the pretty cover because, like, seriously, this cover is stunning. It's amazing. And Bora Chung is a Korean author. And I would use Little Fires Everywhere for the highly rated book because I'm pretty sure that this has a very high rating. So these are all of my options and ideas for these two readathons. We will see how May goes. Ideally, I will hand in my PhD thesis at the beginning of May. So you would think I would have lots more time for reading. At the same time, I really want to visit my family and my partner, and that would take away a lot of time for reading. And I also am supposed to start a new job, but I still haven't signed anything, so not confirmed yet. And again, that would take away some time of my reading because I would work more hours. So it's all up in the air. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm very excited about all of these books, maybe with the exception of the Mathilde book that I'm unsure about because that's a prompt, but all of the other books I'm so excited about. So maybe in the comments let me know, should I read Empire of Sand or should I read The Bone-Shot Daughter? I would love to hear your thoughts on that. And yeah, I will talk to you soon. Bye!